Do. I need a damn cab mounted camera. Trees. Trees, and more trees. Uh-oh. Just told me I made myself a live video. Probably can't tell, but the hill I'm pulling is pretty damn heavy. Hello, everybody. You are live doing something I haven't done in 5 years. 5 years. Last corn I planted was in 2014. You're just gonna have to bear with me here. I'm doing something I haven't done in a while, and I've never done it with a 12-row corn planter before. I always had my stinky little 4-row. So just give me a minute to find my GPS line. I know somebody had said I posted an Instagram post, right? And they said, oh, no GPS, no markers. Jesus, take the wheel. I thought that was pretty damn clever. Jesus, take the wheel. Well, I'm good, but I ain't that good. And running a 12-row, 30-inch corn planter at breakneck speed of 4.4, 4.5 miles per hour, you know, it's kind of tricky. So, yeah, and I can't read. Something going on with my eyes. I'm going to have to go to an eye doctor. I might have to get glasses. All of a sudden, in the last 2 weeks, I've started to get blurred vision on my fine print. It's kind of weird. So I'm afraid it's glaucoma or some shit like that. So, and I don't want to deal with what my dad's dealing with. Oh, God, it's hot in here. You know, I'm just totally relying on this GPS. It is dark. Yeah, so that's why I haven't been posting anything lately, because I've been really busy just trying to get ground prepped, fertilizer on. I got a lot of video footage shot. I just haven't gotten around to posting it, you know. I mean, everybody and their brother's got planting videos, and I'm running this old 45-year-old John Deere corn planter. And his spacing's perfect, though. I mean, it's 5.5 inches. It's 5.25 to 5.5 inches, 30-inch center. So it's I'm quite pleased with the results that I'm getting. 2 inches deep, 2.25 inches deep, according to the tape measure. I don't have that fancy little tool everybody's running around with. They gave me one last year, but I returned it with the seed when I realized I wasn't going to have time to do what I wanted to do because of the weather. And even here, we're forcing this ground to dry. I've been over it. We chisel plowed it early, and we worked it down. And then yesterday I had Timothy work it down. And today I had Cody put 60 gallons of nitrogen, 60 gallons of 32 on, 32% nitrogen on. And Timothy is working it in as we speak. And Joseph is running over the top of it with a roller harrow. Yeah, the old antique, like 60-year-old roller harrow is out doing its thing. And you know what? Gonna have good yields this year if the weather's correct. The simple reason, I don't care about the grain. You know, maybe this sounds weird to most farmers, but I don't give a damn about the grain. To me, the fodder is where the money's at. I got a guy that wants to buy it, picked up at the farm for more than what the grain is worth. So, yeah, all I got to do is get it shredded, baled, and under a tarp so it's dry for this time of year, and life will be good. So I figured I've got the shredders, they're all paid for and everything, and I've got the balers, they're not paid for, but they'll do their thing. And I just need to come up with 3 tons of fodder to the acre, So I have talked with the fertilizer company, and I told him what I was going to do, and he worked me up a program for silage corn instead of grain. He says, because you're going to be taking it off and you're not going to put it back, you're going to have problems. So you're just going to, how much silage do you want to make per acre? I was like, well, maximum, you know, like I want the maximum amount of freaking silage. I mean, it's not silage, it's fodder. The grain is basically the bonus to this, if you ask me, because the fodder will pay for the fertilizer and pay for the fertilizer and the herbicide, and there'll be meat on the bone. So I'll make money on the fodder, which is awesome. And then I don't really care about the grain, but the grain will go out the door as I'm harvesting. I know there's a lot of people that are wondering what I'm going to pick the corn with. I've come in contact with a fellow in Canada, and he has a 6-row narrow corn head on a cart. He's up here in Ontario, London area, which to me is interesting because a YouTuber I used to watch turned into a pedophile, but a YouTuber I used to watch, he had his farm there in London, Ontario. So I thought that it was kind of interesting. Not that I would, want to go see the guy. He's in jail. That's what you do when you diddle kids. He'd have kids come out to this farm, and then he would be fiddling around with his kids. So that's not cool. But anyway, so I haven't paid for it yet. I told the man, I said it'll be after I'm done with my straw job, and I'll have a little more time, and I'll come out and I'll pay you for the corn planter or the corn head. Bolt right up. I don't think it's got nearly as many acres through it as what some of them have, and it's all shed kept with a cart, so that's a plus. I don't have to take it down the road on the combine if I don't want to. I mean, it doesn't matter one way or the other. So that's the deal there. And what I'll probably end up doing is, because it's the same model corn head as what my 4-row corn head is, I'll either, I don't know, the 4-row corn head, there's nothing wrong with it. It's actually a good corn head. And I have a friend of mine, once in a while he'll ask me to combine stuff for him, and I'll have it. I don't have to sell one to buy the other. I'm weird that way. A lot of people will say, just get the money out of it if you just get the money out of it. You're buying a new one, you're changing over your row size. Why don't you just get rid of that thing? Like, well, I might need it. You never know. So, yeah, I might need it. And I don't know if I do or not. I just might. But anyway, really it's going to be a late night. I've been up since 4 this morning. Took a load of hay. Got back here, sprayed 100 acres, about 85 acres of corn. 85 acres of corn. I didn't quite have 100 acres in there, but I did that, what I planted a couple days ago. And believe it or not, even as cold, as miserable as it has been, that damn corn is popping. It's starting to sprout. It's cracked open at the tip. I'm like, son of a bitch, that's something. If this was 5 years ago, that corn would just be sitting down there like, you put me in the ground. Why? You want me to do what? And this stuff is like, the freaking ground is cold, and it's thinking, hey, I'm going to grow. And that's good, because that's what it's there for. So my fertilizer program was pretty expensive, I'd have to say. I didn't really touch on the soil tests. I got them back, and the recommendation was lime. Well, I'd have loved to put lime on, but the problem with the lime is that the lime company was sold. It was always Martin Ag Lime out of Lancaster County here, and it was sold, and the new company is like a bunch of bumbling idiots. They never got back to me, and then I had put the compost on, and I worked the ground down, worked the compost in because I needed to, and they never did get back to me, and so I said, fuck it. But I had put the compost on, and that had gypsum in it, which will allow the nutrients to work better. It's not going to raise the pH, but it's going to allow the the plants to take up the nutrients better. So I kind of offset one with the other, and I really didn't want to put too much more money into this crop. I mean, what they recommended was 672 pounds of 23-13-13-3. Yeah, 672 pounds actually, but I put 670 pounds on. And I had put that compost down, but I didn't even track that. So with the boron as well. Now, dollars and cents wise per acre, that equaled out to be $160 an acre just for that blend with the boron. That blend and the boron. So it's like, all right, that's a lot of money. And if I was just growing this for the grain, I would have to say probably not worth it. You know, not worth it for, I don't know, it's worth it. It's worth it to me. I mean, my heart is into this. I'm not going to half-ass this. I'm going to do it the way it's supposed to be done to get the most out of it. You know, I've been a proponent for less grain on the market will cause our price to gain. But nobody, and I've said this every time, I'm not a hypocrite, I guess. I'm just saying that people, farmers, absolutely will not plant less corn to, you know, push the grain price higher. They just won't do it. There's no way in hell they're going to do it. So if nobody else is going to do it, and I got to make this money, I've already got a niche, so I really don't care. I'm just going to niche I'm going to use my niche to make money. Even if corn is $2 a bushel, I've still made money, as silly as that is. Now, I know last fall I kind of made a prediction that corn was going to be somewhere around $6, $7 a bushel. Well, I could still stand by that number. Because, but it's not going to happen because of this Wuhan virus, and that has screwed everybody. And isn't it amazing that, you know, farmers are an essential, we're essential as they come, you know, and we're the ones that are getting the pay cuts. You know, we're the ones that are taking the pay cut. Not anybody, you know, it's us. The middleman isn't going to take that pay cut. Just us, the farmers, you know, so I'm a little bit perturbed about that. But whatever, we'll survive. I won't be running to the Farm Service Agency to get money, I can guarantee you that. I won't, not in a million years. I guarantee you, hell will freeze over before I go in there. Matter of fact, my uncle, he asked me if, he flat out asked me, he says, are you gonna put this corn, oh shit, what am I doing? Are you going to, let Farm Service Agency know that you've planted this corn? And I told him, no, why? He says, oh, well, I have to mark down something's planted here. I was like, well, if you want to do it, you can. Just tell them you paid me to plant it. I'm okay with that. So if there's a bailout or a relief, I guess I'll see to it that it goes into my grandmother's bank account, because that's where it needs to go. If he's going to do that, and there's a, you know, because they'll give us money. I mean, they're not afraid to give farmers money. I just don't feel that it's necessary for me to take it. I just have no desire. You know, I know there's a lot of people that are of the mindset, well, if you don't take it, your neighbors will take it, and they'll use that money to rent your ground away. Well, if they want to farm that bad, I guess they can rent my ground away. But you know, that's okay. I don't care. Go for it. They're the hypocrites, you know. They're the ones that are rail against the government, but they're the first ones to be there with their hand out, you know, saying, "Oh, we're just a bunch of poor farmers," you know. I don't know. I'd rather not. I've been criticized. I've been told I'm going to go bankrupt. My old driver, he said I was going to go bankrupt, and he needed to leave because he thought I was going to go bankrupt because he was listening to another farmer talk about it. It's like, wow. Isn't it amazing how people get in my business? They think they know my business, and you know, twist somebody's ear to get something out of them. I don't know. I don't care really. It's fine. If I go bankrupt, it's my fault. It's on my back. It's my lack of skill and ability to sustain my dirty little habit known as farming. You know, it's a dirty habit. It's true. It's not a job. It's a way of life. It's what I do. I mean, I'm sitting in the tractor and I'm sitting in the tractor. I don't even know what time it is. What the hell? It's 6 o'clock? No, it ain't 6 o'clock. What the fuck time is it? It's got to be like 9 o'clock. I'm sitting in this tractor and I'm thinking, you know, this corn's going to be awesome. You know, and it's going to be awesome, right? I got all this time and money and stuff invested. And I'm thinking to myself, God, you know, am I stupid or something? This is just the beginning. We don't even know. This corn could be awesome and the price will be shit. Or the corn could be shit and the price will be awesome. It's that way every year. It's like the farmers are resilient. And I fall into that stereotype of every other farmer, right? Like, oh, next year will be better. How many farmers out here that are watching this have had a really bad year, like every year for like 2-3 years in a row, and they just pull themselves up by the bootstraps and say, next year will be better. And, you know, next year will be better. Or you can't afford to pay your taxes all in one lump sum or whatever, or whatever it is, and but next year will be better. I think every farmer that is watching us, if you're a farmer worth your weight, you'll know that you've said this, you know, because everybody does. I mean, unless you're one of these kid farmers that are, you know, don't know the ins and the outs of it, don't have their hands on the checkbook, and you're running brand new R Series John Deere tractors or Magnums or whatever the hell the case version of them are, you know, that don't even belong to you because mom and dad bought them and they allow you to use their equipment to grow a crop. Well, when you're allowed to use somebody else's equipment to grow a crop, that's pure profit right there, baby. I mean, I'm not shitting you. If you can't make a profit using somebody else's equipment, there's something wrong with it. You know, and I see it all the time. Got a couple of locals that are like this. One guy, he uses his boss's equipment, and he sits there high on the hog. You know, he's got new 4-wheelers, pickup trucks, and shit like that. And he's sitting there with an attitude as big as that newish style case tractor that he drives around, and you know, he's planting corn with somebody else's equipment. You know, and if you don't have to pay for that equipment, hell, you're gonna be a wealthy individual. You know, I mean, even if corn is just a couple of bucks a bushel, if you didn't have that equipment payment, or you didn't have to pay for that equipment, or even the maintenance of the equipment, fuck, you're good. You're golden, baby. You're golden. And I see a fair few people that do that, and I'm not talking YouTube farmers. I'm just talking people in my area. You know, getting their houses all redone, and their father, I know from one of them's father lived in a shack for a while, just so that he could support his family. And they come on and start taking over the farm and all that equipment that dad lived in a shack to pay for. Now, I'm not kidding you, lived in a shack. He didn't even have running water, that poor bastard. Anyway, running this equipment that's all paid for and stuff, and they never had to lift a finger for it. I hope they're not watching because they'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And well, maybe if they are watching, they should be a little embarrassed by it. Go out and break open your checkbook, ladies and gentlemen, and give it a shot. It isn't an easy job. Yeah, it's glamorous when it all works out, but it isn't an easy lifestyle. I mean, some people say I make it look easy, and I don't think so. I mean, I got the same worries as everybody else that owns their equipment and fixes their tractors and rebuilds a 45-year-old corn planter that is putting seed 2 inches, 2 to 2.5 inches, 2 to 2.25 inches deep at 5 1/4 to 5 1/2 inch spacing perfectly. 45-year-old corn planter. Now, I'm not going 10 mile an hour. I'm going 4.5, which the vast majority of farmers do still go 4.5 mile an hour planting corn, and that's okay. I guess if I needed to get things done faster, I'd go buy another 45-year-old corn planter and put another, $9,000 into it and rebuild it and go with 2 12-row corn planters if I was going to do this. I may even just sell this corn planter to somebody, some young buck that was thinking, hey, you know what? I think I want to grow corn for a living. Doesn't have a lot of money. Fuck, I'll sell it to him for $15,000. There you go. It's worth over 20. Believe it or not, it is, with the precision meters and stuff that I've got into it. Yeah, I'd do it for $15,000. Somebody'd be really happy to have it. All right, I just finished this side of the farm. Now I gotta fold it. I gotta fold the son of a bitch to get through the fence though. And that's that. I have planted today 20 so far. I've done 26 acres, and I started at about 7:30. 26 acres. I did starting at 7:30. So that's not bad. At 4.5 mile an hour. And they're small fields. I mean, it's not like it's one great big field. They're small. I did fill my seed boxes up before I did the last 12 acres. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 acres. So, I don't have to worry about that. I got enough in there for about 35 acres. And that should get me pretty near through what's below the barn. Cody should still be putting down nitrogen, and Timothy should still be working with the disc, and I know Joe is running that roller harrow. So as long as all this ground gets done, I'll be done planting field corn tonight. I have some sweet corn I want to put in the ground, and I have 2 more fields that are going to finish off, and I'll have 200 acres in the ground. And I'll be pretty happy with that. I fertilize this damn stuff to produce 300 bushels the acre. Yep, that's what I got figured. I got it figured. I've put enough fertilizer on here to produce 300 bushel to the acre corn. Now, I know this ground here will do it. I know the ground over there at my grandparents' place, where my mom was raised, that will do it. So, as long as the fertility and the weather is with us, we're going to be producing some pretty decent corn. Now, the most corn I ever produced, and I did it on 175 units of nitrogen, was 220 bushel to the acre. The corn gods were with us on that one because it shouldn't have done that. And that was in the same field where the corn thief had stolen my corn. And I know there's some people out there that are like, oh, the corn thief, will the corn thief be back? Well, I would hope not, because he would go to jail. But if he does, it wouldn't be very smart on his part. Booyah! So, anyway, I'm gonna hang this up here tonight, right now, and fold up this corn planter. I gotta take a bolt out. I have to drop the row units, and then I have to pick up the wheel and then fold it up. So I do have to get out of the tractor to do this procedure, and it's no easy task. So anyway, I'm sure there's a lot of questions and comments. Yeah. Oh, just so you know, there it is. I wasn't just riding around doing nothing. I mean, there's the corn planter. So it is there. And it is dark. But, what was this? Snow this week? I know. Coffee, dude. I need coffee. I've been up since 4 this morning. Yeah, I see you got that field plowed. I didn't have time to talk to you today. I'd have flagged you down on the road. But, yeah, let me flip this son of a bitch. Ah, shoot, I forgot my... What happened to your 3-point New Holland mower? I don't think I ever had a 3-point New Holland mower. I know I didn't. So this is what it takes. And I'm going to have to shut yours off before I do it, because it takes 2 hands and pain in the ass. So there's a bolt right here. That thing, if you've watched this, somebody just gave me money. $5. Who did that? I think they were talking about the Gale. Yeah, well, the Gale was not a 3-point. That was a regular. Oh, and I got water in these tanks. I needed ballast. I had to get the seed down in the ground, you know. No, I've never had a New Holland. That was a 3-point. Oh, yeah, I did. You're right. Okay. I'll tell you what happened to that. My nephew blew up the gearbox. He didn't check the oil in it last year while I was down in North Carolina, and he shredded the gearbox. Yep. So I have to fix it. Yeah, I have it. It's still up there. The cutter bar is good. It's a 9-foot cutter bar. You could actually put it into a 1411 or something like that. It'll fit in there. So, anyway, I'm going to shut this down and fold this up. Farmers do feed the cities. Unfortunately, the cities think that farmers are a bunch of spoiled rich kids out here that like to, play in the dirt and get rich off. And we're not getting rich. We're making a living. New truck video? When I get enough miles on it. W235 is an awesome machine. I would recommend that to anyone. If you're in the market for that type of a mower, that's the one you want. So, anyways, I'm going to go. Good night. Thanks for being here. I got to get my Chariot and finish this job. It's going to be a late one.